Welcome you all. Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you're from. So this is another chapter of our Elevate series. We are talking about something so crucial. It's time to scale your coaching business. Is it? We're going to find out very soon with our expert from our community, Tequila. So before we jump in, people who are not aware of our what we call Elevate series, it's a monthly event that we organize with our own coaches from our community, the experts, to bring their wisdom into the world for other coaches, other business owners to elevate their business through their wisdom. So, of course, today we have a special guest. I call it productivity machine. She call it business operation strategist, right? Of course, it sounds much more professional, Tequila, as a business operation strategist. But I know Tequila really well from how she basically operates and how she's helping businesses to operate, how efficiently you can systemize your business. So Tequila, thank you very much for being here, and really glad you basically agreed to do this event for us.
Yes, I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. So next 45 minutes or so, we're going to discuss some great points around scaling the coaching business. Before we jump into that, I want to quickly sort of run through about Delenta, because there's some in audience that are not aware of Delenta and what we do. So Delenta is an all-in-one coaching platform, as you probably have seen on our website and the places. So something that's really great about us is we have a solution for any type of coaching business, as well as any size of a coaching business, from start to professional to premium, to even add more associates down the line to scale your business. We have that for you. So you're taking the journey. It doesn't matter where you're joining from. If you're a starter coach already, sort of learning about coaching, or you're in the coaching institute and managing your CPD, coaching logs, we have a solution. Professional with a few coaching clients, if you want to give them a much better experience, we have that. Premium, and of course enterprise scale as well. So the problem we try to solve is very simple. This is how it looks like a coaching business today, right? Even individual business, Tequila, you probably know, Tequila, this is how whenever you go to diagnose those businesses that you work with, oh my God, right?
Untangle that.
Exactly. So there's so many emails, calendars, the information coming from each angle, and you have to manage your clients, and also you're kind of responsible for your client success. That's the other part, which is, on top of all this, you have to basically make sure you give enough support to your client. And that's what we want to sort of do, simplify. We basically take all these tangled things out, and we're going to streamline your availability calendar, how you manage your clients, billing, resource management, digital course creation, and individual and group coaching management. So this is what we have right now in the business, on the platform. So you can bring your own tools onto Delenta, like Zoom, Outlook, Google, PayPal, Stripe, all that, and easily can work with our workflows that we have developed to help your coaching, coaching business to grow. So you can definitely learn more about us if you want to basically book a demo using our Delenta.com. If you go to Delenta.com, and you can book a demo with us, and we can give you a quick walkthrough. So in terms of upcoming features, there are a few upcoming features that I want to remind on for our community. The mobile app is coming up this month, so we've been very busy developing the mobile app. So currently it's in App Store, waiting for basically them to approve. So soon you'll be able to download, and you can basically run your coaching business from your own, carry the business in your pocket. So So the digital course creation process is coming up. So you can create your own courses using our platform. That's also coming up in August. And now, being a premium coach, you can customize your branding. You can customize your own branding on Delenta, and you can basically showcase your brand into your clients. So all that can happen on Delenta as well. So that's what his Delenta does. If everybody is interested, please get in touch. And if you want, you can book a session, book a demo with us. Yeah, that's what we do. So Tequila, I'm gonna pass the mic over to you. I can't wait to see your presentation. I know there are great stuff coming out in next 45 minutes, so I'm so excited. So on that say, I'm gonna basically let you share your desktop and go to the presentation.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me here today, and I'm excited to speak to all of you coaches and business owners that are here on the call. As Sam said, we met. Gosh, I can't believe how fast the time is going now. We did meet in one of those clubhouse rooms before everyone in the entire world was invited. Yeah. And he heard me speaking about systems. So if you've heard me throughout Clubhouse, inside the hallways and inside of the rooms, I talk about business owners and scaling and how you cannot scale unless you have systems in place. So with that being said, I am Tequila Dodard, and let's find out if it's time for you to scale your coaching business. All right, so did you know, I'm going to ask you this question, that there are over 10 plus different business systems. So I want everyone to take a stab at naming a few of them. So if you can start naming some of these inside the chat, that would be great. So just start dropping in what you think some of the business systems are that exist inside of your business. And Janita's going to help me out here. She's going to let me know what individuals are dropping in there so that I can see it. All right. With that being said, look, let's go through some of them. We have strategic systems, sales systems, marketing systems, which take up a lot of your time. A lot of people really hide behind the marketing systems, organizational systems, leadership systems. We have financial systems, customer service systems, people systems, productivity systems, and then actually creative systems. And that's when you get a little bit down further in your business. And you just heard Sam, he talked about a lot of what Delenta does. And Delenta has a lot of the different tools. So it's like a lot of the tools all in one that can take care of a lot of these different systems. So the question is, are you missing any of those types of systems inside of your business? I want you to take time out and think about it right now. Do you have all the right systems in your business right now? If you're ready to scale, you want to really think long and hard about this. So if you are needing to fill in any of those gaps, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about bridging your business systems. It takes having the right plans, processes, and people in the right place to build a business, not just a job. Because a lot of times as a business owner, we really go into this business with so many dreams and hopes and goals and everything like that, only to have that business turn around and drain us. So we don't want that to happen. We really want to build a business that we can enjoy. So, to scale, what is the definition of scaling? And I always say this is very similar to the definition of success. Success is very different depending on who you're talking to, right? What's your definition of success? Same with scaling. What's your definition of scaling? And I want you to really, as we go throughout this entire presentation or the speech that I'm having with you today, is to think with the end in mind. When I first initially get with a business owner, that's what I go after, is what is the end? Where are we trying to get to? And then let's reverse engineer that. So today, unfortunately, because I only have like 40 minutes, I was told, I'm only going to speak about two. I'm going to speak about leadership systems, and I'm going to speak about people systems. And the reason why is leadership systems are very, very important, because it's important for you as the CEO to make the right decisions and to remain in strategic planning. And as far as people, in order to scale and get to the next level, we need to hire the right people, right? So a lot of times we've had those issues. If you've tried to hire someone, you've had those complications in the past. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how to motivate them, and then speak about how loyalty is priceless. So who am I? I'm Tequila. And I'm a business operations strategist, as Sam said a little bit earlier. I've worked within the operational space for 20 plus years, and nationally, I've managed mega facilities, 100,000 square foot and above. I've been a national director that has worked with operational growth teams to expand companies. I've expanded companies from having 10 centers to 50 plus centers, training over 200 plus individuals with new hire training spanning across the United States. A lot of my clients like to call me a polite drill sergeant, but I like to call myself the COO of my household. So as you can see here, that's my husband and that's my children. And one of the things I did is I transitioned a lot of those corporate skills to the online sector so that I could be able to travel around the world with my family and us do different things. So my goal for you today is to have you think differently about deploying systems in your business. Now, I know a lot of times they're like, systems are not fun. I love systems. Most people, they shy away from the systems. So I want you to put systems in your business that function perfectly, not perfect the way someone else wants it to work, but perfectly the way it works for you. I want you to be able to remove yourself from being an employee in your business. And even if you have to be an employee in your business right now, and I understand that may be a situation that you're in, I want you to start thinking like a visionary business owner so that we can ultimately move you out into shareholder, because that's where you want to be as a person who owns a business, that shareholder that absolutely has that COO or that individual that is working the business for you so that you can do the things that you want to do in business and life. I want you to eliminate operational chaos that creeps inside of your business due to the lack of talent management, and leadership. So, it's because of Mr. Simpson that you are hearing about people systems from me today. And I bet you're saying, wait, Tequila, who the heck is Mr. Simpson? Well, Mr. Simpson is a owner who I met some years back, and he basically ran the operations very rigidly. He only thought of the numbers. He only thought of the revenue. He only thought of the hours that you worked. And he never, ever thought about who's helping you get to those numbers. There's always people and there's always systems behind the revenue. So I want you to think about, if Mr. Simpson wasn't all about the numbers and he wasn't all about, hey, I need to get to this goal, that goal, or you need to get the hours in, how differently could his business be? Mr. Simpson's business is no longer in operation. If you would have thought differently, what do you think would have happened today? So let's talk about leadership systems. So having a CEO mindset alone is not enough. Most business owners, you have the mindset. I know we hear mindset thrown all over the place, all around social media, mindset. But when I get with a business owner, most times it's not the mindset that's the problem, it's the skills. And there's two skills that's usually coming into play where they need to improve. It's decision-making skills. Are you making the sensible decisions that are going to work out well for you and your business? And are you making them in time? Or are you bottlenecking your business? The next one is delegation skills. Are you delegating the work effectively? And are you acting like a CEO when you delegate the work, right? So decision making. The CEO is the ultimate decision maker when it comes to setting the strategic direction in your business. So this is why decision making is so crucial. You are the one who sets the pace and the direction for your business. No one else. You are the one who knows the vision of your business. You know it better than anyone else. So that's why it's important for you to not be in the minutia of smaller like tasks. It's good for you to be in those visionary tasks so that you can continue to set that strategic direction. So if you remain in the mindset of one person operating your business, you will not be able to grow the business, AKA scale the business. So what's difficult about making decisions? Place in the chat, why do you think it's so hard for business owners to make the decisions inside their business? I've been on Clubhouse a lot of times, and this is one thing that comes up a lot inside of the rooms is, what do I need to do with this? Or who can I trust to help me with this? Why do you think entrepreneurs or business owners have so many problems making decisions? Most times, here's what happens. They mix up the different types of decisions that they should absolutely take care of. There's strategic and operational decisions, and there's also planned and programmed decisions as well. But there can be a number of reasons. And here are some of the reasons why. They lack confidence. They lack the information. Most times they lack time. They fear what others may be thinking of them. They have a fear of getting it wrong. And then they just have too many options. How many of you have been in a situation where you are doing multiple things all over and you seem to like never get anything done, and then your to-do list just keeps getting bigger and bigger? That comes back to your decision making. So let's start moving those decisions forward. You need to know the difference between the decisions now. And as I mentioned earlier, there's strategic directions, and then there's decisions that you do day to day inside of your operations. So let's talk about the strategic decisions. These are major decisions. These are like decisions that help you diversify your products, your services. It helps you attract clients. It helps you enter a new market. It's decisions as far as pricing and your strategy and so on. The operational decisions, they're more tactical. They're kind of like options that you deal with strategy, or how to improve a product, or what do we need to do with this new type of system that absolutely is happening with this product. It's a little bit lower than that strategic, but it's a little bit more operational. And then we have program decisions, which is not where most business owners should be, but it's where a lot of business owners hang around. And I said this on Clubhouse day before yesterday, this is like content creation. And a lot of times as business owners, we start creating the content. And what you're doing is you're hiding behind your content instead of being out front in front of your client or in front of your customer or making those strategic decisions. These program decisions are more routine, repetitive, daily decisions, such as posting on social media or making those low risk decisions or delegating or placing a standard operating procedure out there. This should be definitely not on your task as far as visionary tasks or revenue generating activities. So as a business owner, what type of decisions do you think you should be making the majority of the time? If you can go ahead and type it inside the chat. Where should you be making the biggest decisions in your business? What type of decisions should you be making? Strategic decisions, of course, right? So to help you with making the right decisions, I've put out here this 5-step decision-making process that you can do. Step 1 is define the decision that needs to be made, and then list out what are the alternatives, because sometimes as business owners, these things come to mind and our mind gets going. Just write them out and then do a reality check. Can you really do those different alternatives that you've put down? And then choose the right one to implement, and then review and evaluate. A lot of times we just do things, but we forget number 5, to go back and review and evaluate how effective it's working for you. And that goes back to me saying, what's working now? What's working correctly and great in your business right now? Write that down. Make a note, write it down. If it's working, don't break it. So you're probably saying, wait, what about intuition? Can I just, go off of my gut feeling? Absolutely, you can, but it's not the best way to go about making the best decisions for your business. You want to make the calculated decisions. You want to be intentional with the things that you do in both business, and I like to say life too, because life is very important. Your business is your life. So take action steps. Exercise for you. Analyze the difficulties that you're having with making decisions right now. And I'm telling you, business owners, I get to sit with a lot of business owners, and you do sometimes hold back from making those decisions. And when you do that, it bottlenecks your business. I want you to think of those issues that have you stuck right now. They're keeping you from moving forward just because you need to make a decision. And then I want you to go back and use that 5-step decision-making process to help you plan it out. So I'm going to do a little bit of a room recognition before I go further. I know that there may be individuals that are just starting out in business. I know there's individuals that have probably been in business for years. I know that there's individuals that may have that more mature like business that's on the call here. So I want to be able to let you know here that I recognize all of you, but it's still never too late to put systems inside of your business. So there's growth cycles in business. And I like to say there's 4 operational phases. We have the existence. This is when you're creative. And this is when I say that you can do all of these things, because I want you to be creative. I want you to put yourself out there and do those things. But you also want to be open to leadership and business advice. This is when you really want to go get that business coach or have that mentor, right there by your side that helps you, grow through your creativity. The next one is survival. This is when you've achieved a certain direction, a sense of direction. It's that aha moment, like, oh my gosh, aha, it's working. And now I can allow others to help me in making these decisions. And then the breakthrough is my favorite part. And that's usually when I step in. This is when you've achieved that growth and you're ready to successfully, and notice I said successfully, delegate. And it's a great place to be in, because this is when it's time for you to start letting go of the control, which I know it's hard, but you have to start letting go of the control so that your business can then take off. And this is when you can really start coordinating through the different ecosystems that may lie within your business. And then you're open to multiple layered systems and processes. And this is what this call is about. In that breakthrough and takeoff time is really when you're kind of ready to start scaling. And we'll talk about a little bit more about that. And then to the far right, we have the maturity. This is when you've got it down pat. It's time for you to start collaborating. You bring in other individuals. You're open to various forms of business opportunity that fit your model. Make sure that it does fit your model. So delegation. Delegate day-to-day tasks and decisions so that you can focus on the strategic side of your business. So remember, we just talked about you're supposed to have those strategic decisions that you are to have on your plate, those visionary tasks. You cannot do that unless you are delegating these small minutia of tasks that come in and seep into your day-to-day activities. So why delegate? Why should we delegate? We should delegate so that we can free up more time to focus and really stand in the CEO role. That's where you're supposed to be. You can also then narrow down your focus and focus on those higher level goals. And I like to say you can focus on more of those revenue generating activities, but you also can work on visionary tasks. So in the chat, start posting for me, what prevents delegation? Why do you think you hold yourself back from delegating to others? Even if you're just starting out and you're wanting to get someone to help you inside of your business or help you start something, why do you hold back from allowing someone to help you delegate or help you in your business? And this came up when I was speaking with a business owner yesterday, and they were like, one of the things is trust. And my response back was, the trust usually comes with you as a business owner, sometimes not trusting yourself. And that goes back to, do you really know your business? Have you defined it so much to the point where if anybody came into your business, they would know exactly what you do? If you hired someone, would they know exactly what to do because you can tell them what they're supposed to do because you know your business that well? So think about, why are you preventing yourself from delegating? Is it trust, or is it that you need to maybe go back to those earlier stages and really redefine your business? But a lot of times it comes back to timing. It comes back to you don't want to relinquish the control. It comes back as, I don't even know if I have the money, or I don't have the money right now. And then it comes back to, I don't even know what to do. I wouldn't even know how to even get someone new into my business to tell them what to do next. So,
yeah, sorry, sorry, Tequila. Darren and Pooja both basically said the trust is a concern when it comes to it's a big topic itself, isn't it? The trust aspect, yeah.
So this person said cost. I'm having a little trouble seeing the chat, Sam.
Yeah, so it's a trust. Darren from our community. Hi, Darren. Thanks for joining. And Darren mentioned trust is a big issue.
Yeah.
And as well as Pooja, Alex, she also said the trust is a big
Yeah,
issue.
yeah, yeah.
So,
And I love when I get that from a business owner is the trust, because that just means that we need to dive a little bit deeper into how we clearly define the different tasks that we're doing as a business owner, right? Because
right.
sometimes as a business owner, we may wake up and we just start doing things ourselves. And if we're just starting to do things ourselves, then you want that person to come in and they're like, okay, what do I do right now? And that's when I say, you just hired someone to do nothing in your business. So what I would challenge the individuals that have said trust is to go back and make sure that you have clearly defined what you do as a business owner. Really, I'm going to give you this exercise. Start task tracking what you do for a good 2 to 3 days, and then start taking notes of that, and then start recording yourself of the things that you do. And ultimately what you're doing is you're starting to replace yourself, right? So what you're doing as far as those tasks, you're replacing to be able to hire that other person to be you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
My trust people, does that make sense? I can't see you. I did this same presentation on stage in front of business owners, so I like it better when I can see, but I can't see you. So hopefully you're in the chat and you're telling me yes. So let's start clearing those tasks off of your plate, and let's determine which tasks that you need to absolutely automate or you need to delegate, right? So there's automation and delegation.
Yeah, a lot of thumbs up for that. Yes, yes.
Awesome, awesome. So here you go. All of my trust people and anyone else, there's 5 steps to delegating right here. So if you want to take a screenshot or anything of that, what you want to do is you want to identify the task. That's a little exercise I told you to do a little bit earlier. Identify the right person that's going to help you do that. Now, if they're with business owners, they may say that it's the cost that's in the beginning. There's ways that you can do that. Maybe you go after an intern that can help you inside of your business. Whatever it may be, map it out. Slow down, stop thinking about a million things, and weigh out what you need to have inside of your business. Map it out and get the right person there. Create a delegation plan with the person. Okay? So many times as business owners, we just want to get it off our plate right now, and I need you to do this. That person has no idea. Create a plan, and that exercise I gave you earlier, it will work wonders for you because you're starting to task track yourself, right? And then as soon as you need someone to do it, aha, you've already recorded it because you've already tracked it. And so now you can absolutely get that person to come in and help. The person, do a run through practice with them. The person that you get to come in to do whatever it is that you need them to do, run through it. Slow down, business owners. Run through it with them to make sure that they've got it. And it's important this too. If you do this, even if they don't work out, which that happens sometimes, you already have it recorded. So you can automatically give it to the other person so you're not dipping back into your time again, right? And then the person, make sure that person implements and they execute that plan. And here's what you need to do. Number 6, we forget to go back and do. Give them feedback. How many of you on the call love to get feedback for the work that you do? Slow down, give them feedback, and evaluate what they did. How delegation goes wrong. Maybe you've tried delegating in the past and it didn't work out well, and we all have been there. Why did it go wrong for you? Start telling me in the chat, why did the delegation go wrong with you when you've done it in the past? I will tell you, sometimes it's maybe because you were not clear from the beginning. Maybe you don't even know what you want them to do. This happens. Or maybe it's just that you hired the wrong person because you don't maybe have the right hiring process in place. Yes, there are hiring processes and hiring systems. So maybe you don't have those in place. So why did it go wrong? What are they telling me, Sam? What are they saying?
So let me quickly check. Yeah. So, and she said first interfering. So of course, interference come in, right? Once you delegate, that's something I do as a mistake myself. Thanks, Anna, for sharing that. Pooja, procrastinating. Yes. very good.
Yes, yes, yes. Procrastination can do that as well. So let's stop doing that. Like, it went wrong because of those reasons that you just put in the chat. Most times as business owners, we know and understand why it went wrong. When we didn't slow down and we just said, I need a person now, I need that VA now, and we just hire the VA, and the VA's just standing there like, what do I do? What do I need to do now? And they are happy to send you that invoice for doing nothing, right? So let's stop hiring people inside of our business to do nothing. Make sure that you start with yourself, tracking what you do. Write it down. If you're getting ready to do it, write it down and track it, right?
Mm-hmm. And also there's a good point about, from Dan's point of view, it's about how much knowledge do you have about the task. I mean, sometimes we underestimate, right, the amount of work involved, and the delegation can go completely wrong. So good point.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And this is so key. If you are just starting out in business, you're probably like, I don't need systems. I don't need any of that. It is so key for you to now start tracking your own systems, because it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for you than someone who's been in business that hires me. They've been in for 5+ years, and I have to charge them my fee because I'm coming in and cleaning up all the stuff that was behind. But if you're new, this is great. You can start tracking yourself, tracking your systems, recording them. And then when that person comes on, you're just basically handing over like a me operational manual of what I do. So write down the task. Don't hesitate in delegation. Make a list of all the tasks that you do that are just taking up too much time. The ones that are taking up too much time, those are the ones I would say start tracking now. And then review the list again. And most times when we review that task list, believe me, some of those things can be absolutely deleted, because you just are doing it and you're just hanging in there and you're wasting time, and it doesn't fit into your overall picture. Your overall, what is my goal for this year? What is my goal for this quarter? What is my goal for this month? What is my goal for the week? And what's the goal for today? Sometimes what we're just doing is just keeping busy. So make sure that those tasks really fit back into your overall picture. So choose the task to delegate, and then use the 5-step process that I just shared before.
Yeah. So very quickly, Tequila, this is a very, very interesting point you're making, because we had an event a couple of weeks ago about GDPR for coaching businesses. So one of the key points came out of that event is the fact that if you're keeping your systems intact, like in a systemized way, where your data is. Where your client information is hanging around. So you can do it at the beginning very well, and you can sort of maintain that. Once you hit to a complexity, it's really difficult for you to manage, and there'll be, like you said, a huge cost can incur, right, in the future. So it's a great point. I just want to basically, from the compliance and the other aspects as well, not only from the operational point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. And then those individuals that do, fail to do that tracking and all that in the beginning, one of the things when I come in, I immediately, I'm known on Clubhouse for saying I help you find hidden revenue in your business. Well, that hidden revenue is basically me taking you all the way back to the beginning and cleaning all that up. And then immediately it allows you to get back where you're supposed to be, in front of the client. And when you're in front of the client, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to bring in more revenue. No one can explain and tell anybody the best about your business other than you. So you're the best person that should be out there in front of your client. But if you're hiding behind and you're all in the minutia of all these things that are not strategic decisions, then that's going to hold you back from what we're talking about in this call. And the overall talk is scaling your business. You cannot scale if you're behind in the business.
Precisely.
So let's talk about the people. I want you to close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to begin with the end in mind. How does your business look? What are you doing right now? You know your business is in full operation, but what are you doing? Now, that is your ultimate dream, right? You're closing your eyes, you're beginning with the end in mind. If you were to step out of your business right now, would you be able to be inside of that dream? How many of you have an organizational chart mapped out? How many of you have put your dream team in place? Who's on your dream team? What positions do you need to have in place and put in your business so that you can be a business owner, or even better, a shareholder inside of your business right now? And I say this because I want you to think about, here's an example, an NFL team, right? The shareholder, the owner of the team. Do you think he's down in the minutia on the field telling the players and telling everybody how to do what and what to do next? No, the positions are already in place. He already knows, hey, these are the positions I need filled. I'm going to hang out up here in the big box and look at all of you doing everything out there. He already has the positions and know the positions that need to be filled in order to make that team happen, right?
True.
Would you agree, Sam?
Absolutely. 100%.
Dan, everyone else? I only can see Sam. I don't know how he popped on my screen, so that's why I keep saying it to him.
Janet said yes as well. So absolutely, she's agreeing as well. Dan say yes.
Absolutely. So you have to be team ready. You have to have a team ready foundation. A successful CEO has a team that is focused and ready. And they are, because you've already set the stage. You've already set the tone. You already have the positions. But the question is, how will you find them? How will you train them? How will you pay them? How will you communicate with them? And how will you handle it if they are not a good fit? This right side is when all of us are like, this is why I don't want to hire anyone. This is why I don't want to delegate. Everything on the right side. We can prevent this. We can prevent this if we have a hiring process in place. What does your hiring process look like right now? Even if you're a solopreneur and you're the only one in your business, what does your hiring process look like? It's important to have this in place. And I'm going to ask you all, like, who's looking for a unicorn? You know, most times, and this is thrown all over the place now, everyone's like, I need a unicorn. I need a unicorn. I need a unicorn. This unicorn can do everything. This unicorn can create all this magic, you know, inside of your business. But I beg to differ, because a lot of times the unicorns already exist. You are the business owner. If you're a solopreneur, you are the unicorn, because nobody knows your business better than you. If you are further along and you have 1 to 2 to 3 or 5 plus individuals inside of your business, they were there with you. If they were there with you from the beginning, most times they are a unicorn. You can absolutely have a unicorn grow inside of your business by giving them trust, if you are delegating the right way and you're making the right decisions with that individual. There's already magic inside of your business, so there's no need for you to go out and try to find the unicorn. And most times I will tell you the unicorn doesn't even exist. So your hiring process, hiring the right people, should consist of onboarding. What is your onboarding? How do you bring them on? How do you get them energized about your business where they drink the Kool-Aid? Or do you just get them in and say, here, do the work? You need to get them energized and excited. If you need to let them go, have an offboarding process. I've never had to like fire a disgruntled individual. When it was time for them to go, they knew it themselves, because they knew they were not working the mission. Whatever your mission is, make sure that they understand the mission, and they will tell you if they can't fit the mission or not, but you have to let them know what it is. And then also the management. How are you managing your individuals? Are you standing over them? Are you micromanaging them? Are you still kind of giving them a little piece of the project and not the full project, and they can't really complete the full project because you only gave them a little piece of it? How are you managing them? And then the roles. Have you fully written out the roles and responsibilities for the individuals that are coming into your business? So do you have a hiring process? In the chat, post whether or not you have a hiring process or not. Post in the chat if you think you need to have a hiring process. Even if you're just one person, even if it's just you, do you need to have a hiring process in place? So, standard operating procedures. Why are they important? What do people tell me?
Sorry, Tequila, Priya says, she says she needs one, and Pooja said yes, Dan said yes, and then it also says developing, it's in progress, it seems, for Annette. So there's some mixed messages here, like almost like 50% yes have, and other to other 50% progressing or they don't have. So
Oh, perfect. Well, if they do, and if you're starting, then it's going to help you to have standard operating procedures in place. And some people call this the SOPs. And these SOPs are very important because this sets the stage of what different things are in your business, what it looks like, and the goal of it. Like, what's the purpose of this? And why are we doing it? And here are the step-by-step ways of absolutely carrying this process out. So those little tasks that I talked about you earlier, with making sure that you capture them, capture the high-level tasks that you know that you want to take off your plate, and then just put a standard operating procedure behind it where you've mapped out step-by-step. And thank goodness today, Loom, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this tool, has made it so much easier. Just pop whatever you're doing inside of Loom, record it, and then that becomes one of your SOPs.
Yeah. True.
So standard operating procedures, they can consist of things like the policies, your procedures, your checklists to follow, master forms, logins, like, oh my goodness. How many of your business owners have all of your logins in one place where if someone came in and they were needing to get access to everything, it's all organized? Cannot tell you how many times it's that. And style guide. If you have a business, where's your style guide? If I was to come into the social media manager and I needed to take over your social media management, I'll say, you know, business owner, where's your style guide? How many of you have one? You know, design guide, all of that, that's part of your standard operating procedures. So again, I don't want to stress you. I know business owners will be like, when I come in, they're like, you just tore me apart. But it's okay. I'm going to pull you back in. Again, start jotting down, taking notes of these particular things that you know you need to have in place, and then tick it off one at a time, or then start bringing in an individual to help you take care of these. So do you have SOPs? In the chat, drop in there. Do you have SOPs? Have you started them inside of your business? How do you communicate the standards in your business? If you are by yourself in business, if someone was to come in right now into your business, how would you communicate? How would you set the standards? How would they know exactly what you expect inside of your business without a shadow of a doubt, and how to carry that out?
Yeah.
What are they telling us now?
So Priya has a few, it seems. So Priya, you want to sort of say what you got in terms of standard procedures, or any challenges you want to share?
Yeah, the procedures that I have and that I apply are usually for the onboarding. So there's a process that I have for my clients. You know, the registration there, you know, I've got a Google form on which they, it's all in one place. You know, and from that, they can link into creating a calendar, you know, appointment with me. So that's the standard routine. And then until the point of first coaching session. And then I have an Excel sheet into which all of this automatically gets populated, because Google has that option, right? Google Forms have that option. So for me, that's the only process that I have in place as of now. And I'm really trying to do more. And I'm hearing what you're saying, and there's a lot of value in what you're saying here, Tequila.
Thanks, Priya. And you know what? You are a lot ahead than some, a lot more ahead than some individuals. You do have your client system in place. So that's what I would call that. That's your client onboarding system. But you know what? What's easy about that is you can reverse engineer it and then start putting it towards that first person that you're going to onboard as far as your employee as well. So yeah, so that's a good start. That's one off of your plate. So good job there.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So before you start delegating to your team, make sure they are ready. And what I mean by that is, how are you communicating with the team? So if you do have one person in your business right now, or if it's you or whomever, how are you communicating with your team? What is your central communication system? And then the projects. How many of you have a project management tool that you're utilizing right now? How many of you have a CRM that you're keeping track with your clients? Hopefully all of you are doing Delenta. But how are you managing your clients? Where are you keeping them? Do you have a project management system in place where you can see all of your business across the board? Where are your central ops? It's important for you to have your central ops in place so that that doesn't take up a lot of your time as a business owner, and you can quickly get to whatever links you need to get out really quick because you're on Clubhouse and someone said, oh, send me the link. You can quickly get to your central ops and pull that information. Where are you managing your entire business? Sam, am I getting anyone in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got Priya saying, I do so on so she has Excel sheet. Looks like Priya, you love Excel. And Darren says Delenta and Trello he use. So Darren, you might not need to use Trello. So I'll basically maybe something that we want to send out in terms of how you can use Delenta to help you out there more. And Soho, Annette using that. I think Soho is a good CRM system as well. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm a Trello queen, Dan, so I love it, but definitely I have Delenta as well. So there's different ways, like Sam said, you can transition from one to the other. And then you can also break it up in stages. That's what's really cool about it, but we'll talk about Delenta a little bit in the future. So here's some reasons why many entrepreneurs have trouble with communications. They lack clarity on exactly what they want the team to do. They lack setting the parameters, right? We may hire a friend and then we totally cross over the business boundaries, and then that person just doesn't do what we want them to do. We just didn't even set the parameters in the beginning, right? We lack the project expectations for the flow. Maybe it took too long, longer than we expected because we misjudged the time. We lack setting the clear deadlines of exactly when we need it. We set the deadlines, then we don't even go back and check on it at all. That's just not good. So that's another part of that. We lack being specific of what the cost is. So if you didn't set the clear deadline, it's taking longer than it should have. That ends up costing you more money as a business owner. So it's very important for you to set those clear deadlines in the beginning. And then again, like I said before, do the check-ins and do the follow-up, because when you don't do that, it's going to cost you more money. And I saw my chat pop up, so maybe someone's saying something to me. So Sam, if you can look in there and tell me, that'd be great. But this is the reason why business owners and entrepreneurs have trouble.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, I mean, just looking at the communication aspects from the client point of view as well, I'm just thinking, as much as, as an entrepreneur, you have a lot to do in terms of what you're talking about. What about when you're supporting clients, right? So what's their task system look like, right? How they kind of communicate with you well, and how they can find the success. So,
Exactly.
so that's where actual Delenta come in as well. So, but it's for another time, of course, but it's
absolutely. I could start talking about client systems all day long. Like, I think immediately you can have a client experience manual is something that I put into place so that you can set the tone of expectations from the beginning with your client, so that you don't cross those boundaries, because you have the client and business owner boundaries as well. So yeah, absolutely. Client systems are very important. My screen doesn't want to go. Here we go. So managing projects, it is especially important to select a project management system that you plan to use after building your team. And if you are planning on hiring a project or operations manager. So if you don't have a project management system or a project management platform that you're utilizing right now, I recommend that you do so. Even Priya, I know that you said you do Google, but let's start pulling some of those Google links over to a system where you can easily get to it so that it's mapped out for you. If you're going to stick with the Google, then I would say start really mapping out how it's set up, how you've organized inside of the Google spreadsheets and all that, so that when you do have that team member coming in, they know exactly how you're operating inside of there.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
You're welcome, Priya. So running a people business, I am all about people. Great owners do this best. When you recognize that you are in the business of people, you're only going to build your business even bigger. And when you do it great, you build a culture of empowerment. You inspire and you motivate. You recognize that your people are your greatest asset. And when I also say people, I'm talking about your clients. You're in the business of people. And then good business owners, they commit to their team. So to this left, you see, this is the iceberg model, and this is one of my favorite models. It's company culture. So if you can see at the top part, this is most times what people see, that top portion above the water. And this is really too what the business owner only sees. So when you hire this team of individuals, or you hire people to come in and help you do the business and help you run everything, most times when things go wrong, when we talked about delegation and not delegating correctly a little bit earlier, you're only like looking at the top part and not knowing that there's deeper things below here. So that bottom part is really your culture. That bottom part is where your people are and what they're doing to really keep the business afloat and keep the business going. So of course, yeah, as a business owner, you're in that visionary, mindset of where you think, the business should be. But then if you are in the minutia of the activities and things like that, you're in the bottom part. So I want you to really go back on your own time and really study and look at this iceberg model. It's a really cool way of thinking. So above is like this is the organizational culture. So above is where most times you see as a business owner. Below is where all the nitty gritty is happening in your business. But then if you're not delegating and if you don't hire the right people, then you are above and below as a business owner. So I love this model, and I just want to share that with you and just give you some perspective in thinking about where you are in your business.
Love that. It's beautiful.
So how do you empower your team and build a culture in your business? Put in the chat, how are you building a culture? How are you building it inside of your business? Even if it's just you. When it's just you, you are building a culture by absolutely gaining more clients. So what does your culture feel like in your business? What does it feel like? What does it look like? If you're on Clubhouse or on social media, can people immediately feel your energy? When they speak to you right now, if you're doing a presentation for someone else, or if you're on a podcast, or if you're on stage, they know, hey, that's Tequila. Are you that same person? What's that culture inside of your business? How are you building it in your business? Even if you're by yourself. So how do you build culture? Here's how you do it. You discuss success. What does it look like? I just talked about it a little bit. What does it feel like? Professionally, how do you want it to look? What does it mean to your team? Culture. If someone's working inside of your business right now, have you stopped to ask them what their goals are? Have you stopped to ask them why they decided to have your business be a part of their life, right? Because when we work and when we take on a job or whatever we do, it's a very important part of our life. So why are they working inside of your business? Why did they decide that? Discuss and set the goals with your team. Infuse responsibility. Just don't let things happen in your business and you don't say anything because you're afraid of confrontation in your business. Please, please address it so that it doesn't get too far. And then communicate with the right questions and be ready to listen. And then I offer you to give continued education. If you can't afford in your business to do continued education right now at this moment, then do it yourself. Because as a business owner, you could be teaching your employees or your team members something new that they didn't know before. So recognize that your people are your biggest asset. And as a business owner, the quicker that you recognize that your team is the most important asset, the quicker your team will grow and your business will grow, and you can then scale. You're ready to scale. So how do you motivate your team? I'll let you guys put it in the chat. I think that I'm probably getting shorter on time, so I'll let you put it in the chat. And then, of course, Sam will let me know. And if I could reach out to you later, I will respond to you with different things. But here's how you can do it. Open up a two-way street of communication. Encourage collaboration, push happiness and great energy. Great energy spreads so fast. If it's bad energy inside your business, eradicate it immediately because it would spread so fast. Don't assume as a business owner. Just because something goes wrong, don't assume. Ask why it went wrong. Do not micromanage. Who on this call likes to be micromanaged? And then make sure that you're paying people what they're worth. So it's because of Dr. Ken that I want you to remember the people in your business. And Dr. Ken had everything in order. He had all the systems in place. He had a great business that was running, but he decided that he wanted to hire a whole new team of unicorns to come into his business and replace his current team of individuals. And what happened next? Those unicorns completely destroyed the business because they did not grow with him and grow with his culture, and they did not understand how his business really operates. So remember that you probably already have unicorns in your business. Just listen to them. Commit to your team because loyalty is priceless. And in conclusion, I want you to remember this. It's through your people and your processes that you are able to scale. So the takeaways, business owners, stop bottlenecking your business by being indecisive. Empower your team to move the needle and take your business to the next level. Move away from program tasks and focus on those higher visionary tasks so that you can attract more individuals inside of your business. In conclusion, remember, it's through your processes that you're able to scale. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And you cannot scale your business without systems and people. So I'm going to tell you to stop trying to do that. So I will open up the floor. This is me on stage. I did the same presentation, as you can see. And I thank you all for attending the call today. And I will open the floor for any questions, Sam. If you want to open the floor and let me know what's next, that'll be great.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tequila. It's brilliant. There's so much value there, and thanks for sharing that with us. What you actually shared in Miami, so it's amazing. So anybody have any questions, you can basically post here, or you can even unmute yourself and
I'm live. I love to talk to people.
Hi, can I go? So thank you
Sure.
so much for such an honest and such a generous sharing of your knowledge on this subject. It's a very pertinent subject because all of us coaches are solopreneurs primarily, and we want to grow. But it's about those decisions of being able to trust people, of hiring the right people, empowering them, setting processes in place, and all of that. But this is the thing, it's a chicken and egg situation of making that investment in doing all of that. So that's what I wanted to check in with you, that how does one know that, yeah, this is an investment I really want to make in this, and how do I budget for that for that investment? And
the investment, Priya, let me ask clarification here. Are we speaking about for hiring that first person in your business?
Yeah, so basically making an investment. So right now, pretty much most of the work that I'm doing for my practice, I do it all by myself, right? So whether that's got to do with social media promotions or, doing the operations, onboarding, billing, following up on payments, obviously scheduling and all of that, everything I'm sort of doing on my own.
Okay.
And it is a handful. And I agree with you there that, hiring the right person is important.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
The thing is that means that's an investment. And so therefore, how do you budget for that? I mean, how do you plan for making that? All right, I'm going to spend this much money.
Okay.
And when do I know? And when do I know that I'm spending too much?
Okay.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
Got you. I'm going to ask you to do a couple of exercises on your own. I want you to determine how much is your worth, or how much you should be getting paid inside of your business, like all the hours of all the stuff that you're doing. If you could remove those smaller tasks, how much more do you think that you can get in front of more clients in order to make the money to be able to pull someone in to do those smaller like tasks, right? So you're going to divide, remember those tasks I talked about earlier, where you have like that whole entire task tracking? What the next part of that would be is I would then basically categorize them, right? So the higher costing task maybe you hold on to those, and then the smaller, like less costing tasks, you let those go, right? So then the more you can now let those go, you can hire and invest in yourself. It's not really investing in someone else, it's investing in yourself, because now you're able to get out and then absolutely grow your business. Because if you stay where you are right now, do you think you're in a scaling position?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not, because you're right that, you know, the more you're doing stuff, there's just no time to between managing, you know, home and pandemic crap that's, you know, in our faces nowadays. It's like, you know, there's so much to do apart from work as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, in addition to, you know, managing home, you know, managing your own business, and also, you know, doing all of those operational things, it just takes the Nicky out of you. So it's crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like I really would like to, you know, sort of delegate, but that's a thing. To be able to delegate, that means making an investment. So how does one know how much to make an investment into, and, you know, how
Yeah,
can one prioritize, and
I
what should
think
I
that,
make an investment into for sure, you know?
yeah, I think when you start doing that task tracking, you'll start to see, because a lot of times as business owners, we don't even see all the things that we're doing. And you'll start to question yourself, like, why am I doing that when I can hire someone that is probably, you know, $10 an hour or $5 an hour, whatever the cost is, because that would be part of your going out and finding individuals to hire. But you can get whatever that task is, the task cost is per hour. Because so I have a system where I kind of have the task, that how much a task costs. So you would be able to basically see how much that task costs. So just start task tracking, and then you can hire based on your budget based on that. So determine right now, okay, this is how much time I'm putting towards this little task, which is maybe, you know, posting on my let's say blog, and then formatting it. You can get someone to do that at a $4 to $5 cost, and that's really good, because that may have taken you even longer to do that. And when you could have been out in front or on Clubhouse or something like that, speaking on stage and getting another client back into your company. I hope that makes sense. Does it?
Yes, yes, I understand. Yeah. Basically, look for maybe temps or interns, or, you know, younger employees who can take on all these smaller tasks. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yes, absolutely. And then there's also, like I mentioned earlier a little bit, like there's internship things that are out there for entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So yeah, you can do all of those types of things, but you cannot do it until you really task track yourself. You got to task track yourself, because all you're going to do is then bring that person in, and then they're not going to know what to do. So that's why I said, go back, do that exercise of task tracking. And then the second part, I didn't say that earlier, but I'm saying that now, is to categorize those tasks. So then you can absolutely know what these are, like, you know, $100 task, which is your visionary task. I always tell business owners, you should be doing tasks that are $500 an hour and higher, right? And then someone who's doing those other things, let them do the other stuff in your business. But again, you have to track it first.
Right. Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
So
I can really
Sam, do
feel
you have
for
another
Priya.
one, or do we need to move forward?
I'm good. I'm done. Thank you very much.
I can feel for Priya, because I know, I mean, so many conversations we have in Delenta, for that, you know, how much time you spend on menial, like, you know, the sort of repetitive admin tasks that we tend to sort of support coaches to save, you know, eliminate those things through Delenta, you know, as well. So as much as like talking about the task tracking and the processes and systems, having all in one solution would definitely can help. In addition to having a resource in your team, or it can even help the resource, right, Tequila? So you know, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I do want to get over to Delenta, but if you want to get in touch with me, here's how you do it. You know, you don't need to add more stuff to profit more inside of your business. And in fact, it's just the complete opposite. Organize your tomorrow so that you can profit now. And as Sam said earlier, all that twists and turns and all jumbled up things and all that kind of stuff, that's what I talk about inside of my reboot camp, which is we're untangling your operations and really setting your business up for the next quarter. So it's you can find where I'm offering out to the Delenta individuals who attend the call, tequiladodard.com/Delenta. And Sam, I will pass the floor back over to you so that we can kind of bounce back and forth with Delenta.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are almost running out of time. So, Tequila, again, thanks a lot. This has been a great event, and thank you very much sharing your wisdom, and Priya and everybody. Thank you being engaging and making this real fruitful. So we of course. If you, of course, we talk about the productivity, how we can basically reduce the chaos in your business. This is exactly what Delenta does. And Tequila being in our community is helping us a lot in terms of helping our coaches a lot in terms of how they can eliminate that hustle. So yeah, get in touch if you're interested to know about Delenta more. And also Tequila have a boot camp coming up, which is a great point. I think if you can join that sort of a programs in the future. So on that note, I think we are going to conclude this session. And I think Daya, are we gonna do an email after this in terms of recording, or we can share that?
We'll be sending the replay, and yeah, we'll
yeah. So you will get a recorded version of this into your email soon. So again, thank you so much joining, and Tequila, again, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Innovators, I'm inside the community too, so you can tag me if you have questions.
Absolutely, let's do that. All right, have a lovely evening or day or morning. Excellent. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye, everyone.